Norman, I just want to know that Ukraine directly rejects the 28 points plan, negotiation plan. But recent news says Kiev has tentatively agreed to refine the plan, reconstruct the plan, revise the plan, re-edition the plan. But disagreements over territorial concessions and security guarantees remain major stumbling blocks. Do you think these blocks will be open to come into a negotiation, because Vladimir Putin is strict on his position that he will never compromise the territorial concessions, control on number of militaries, and Ukraine has to quit the ambition to be the member of NATO?
Thank you for the question. I've been watching and observing and communicating exactly about this situation. Uh, the 28 points was initially rejected by Ukraine, but Ukraine has agreed to parts of it. They agreed to the deal, except for the three items you mentioned: uh, territory, NATO, and the military. They are not willing to concede on this, and Putin on the same, since he is insistent on that these three main items, which are actually the three principles from the beginning, is responsible. I mean, it's not responsible, it's necessary for them to move forward. Uh, as we mentioned before, the winter is getting here. It's getting cold. The temperature's changing. So the move is basically knowing what Mother Nature has stored for it, that Russia is going to continue with their campaign of aggressor. They're going to use drones, and they're going to cut off the infrastructure, the energy infrastructure. That is the key. Uh, they want to freeze them out. Basically, they want to freeze them out. So Ukraine is aware of this, and they are trying to come to the table and make some concession without giving up their sovereignty of their current land. And they want to move towards NATO, but the Russian plan, back discussed with the United States, is one of they will have to give up parts of the country, reduce the military, and give up the notion of being in NATO. That is the only thing that's holding this peace negotiation, which initially was the reason why this war started. So we don't know what's going on, how far Ukraine is going to go with this. The United States is pressuring Ukraine, saying basically you risk losing our support, our funding, and you will have to suffer the consequences. So it's a very difficult situation, because either way, Ukraine loses. Even if they concede to this, there's never going to be peace, because they are not going to locally give up. It'll be guerrilla warfare, they're guerrilla fighting, there'll be constant fighting, and Russia will continue to oppress and destroy and try to control the situation. So even though we use the word peace and ceasefire, until these three issues are dealt with, there will be no peace. There will be no possible. You may have something on paper, but within the land and within the people, there will be no peace until these three issues are dealt with.
Would you please explain in what capacity the son-in-law of President Donald Trump, Jared Kushner, is traveling to Moscow to initiate the negotiation with Russian President Vladimir Putin? Is it a personal or family business interest?
The short answer is yes. Kushner is not a part of the current administration, so his only input will be of a personal family nature. He's working representing the Trump family with the support of the president, and his goal is to basically set up the future, the reconstruction, the development of business interests between his family and Russia, Ukraine, and basically the future.
One quote from Winston Churchill, former British Prime Minister who served 3 times. He was not a politician, but he had to serve British nation as Prime Minister without any election due to the war. He said, "What is the job of a politician?" He answered by himself. He said, "If country goes wrong, if people goes wrong, then political leaders' job is to bring back into the right track. If country goes right, then to keep it right." This is the job of a politician. I personally feel very shame when political leaders, political parties don't listen, don't respect the constitution, don't respect the people, and don't respect the code of conducts introduced by the election commission. Ladies and gentlemen, Norman has joined again. Norman, thank you very much. I just want to know one thing from you, that a ceasefire is active in Middle East, especially Israel and Gaza, but IDF is continuously striking on Lebanon, on Syria, and killing innocent women, children, and people in Gaza. What is the values of this ceasefire? How Washington is commenting on this, and is there no one who can stop Benjamin Netanyahu or IDF? This will be my question to you.
Thank you for the question. Very difficult question. On the surface, it appears that no one is stopping him. The prime minister has his own momentum, tempo, and he appears to be acting as he's in control. However, he has the administration also that is looking at this situation. There are some people who wants to continue with the fight, and the people there, the citizen wants a peaceful end to this. So we know that he has legal issues after this confrontation is decided. But as long as this campaign continues, he's still in control. So right now he has a appearance of, I'm going to continue to do what I do, and they have to decide to surrender. Basically, same situation with Russia and Ukraine, that I'm going to continue with my campaign until we get a surrender and my terms are met. I don't think Israel is going to be satisfied with the negotiation terms, even though if they decide to come to the table and say, okay, we agree to the terms, we're going to cease fire, there'll still be skirmishes and activities internally. Food, they're going to siphon out how much food they can get, healthcare, resources, blockage, people getting in, government stuff. So there will always be this issue with, okay, I agree what you say, but I'm going to be taking my time. I'm going to be very slow. I'm not going to be very enthused and ambitious about doing anything to support you. My goal is to conquer and destroy and develop and take over the area and repopulate what's going on. That is his goal. They may agree to certain things, but they could be very slow, and you're going to see these situations, as you said, we had a ceasefire, but you still see activity. So that is going to continue.